Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a la Zumpuliche Interview con Jhon Jatenjor.
Sobre la primera pregunta, al haber trabajado con directores como Edward Burns, Philip Noyce, Abel Ferrara y Brad Anderson, dice que cada quien es una personalidad distinta. De hecho, dice que Edward Burns es una persona que no necesitas ni siquiera que te diga algo directamente, porque es tan buen escritor y tiene tan bien planeadas las escenas que pues para él trabajar con él era un placer. Obviamente sabemos muy bien que con este director fue que él comenzó su carrera para después llegar a trabajar con Abel Ferrara. Abel Ferrara, pues él dice que ya es un tipo de director muy distinto, es alguien que ni siquiera se comunica contigo muchas veces en el set, pero que tiene las ideas tan claras, tan claras, y que incluso hace cambios a última hora en las películas, y pues el resultado se ve en el trabajo. Hay que recordar que Edward Burns es el director de los hermanos Mcglone, y con Abel Ferrara estuvo en Historias del Subterráneo, y pues Philip Noyce, el coleccionista de huesos, la película que tal vez más recuerden de Michael, y Brad Anderson con Happy Accidents, dos películas que son clásicos indiscutibles. Dice que nada, genios en su trabajo. Sobre la pregunta que se le debe hacer a los cineastas, él dice que más que preguntas es entender que cada persona, cada cineasta es un mundo, tiene una visión tan única, tan interna sobre su trabajo, sobre su obra, que lo que tiene que hacer la persona que entreviste es lograr que esta visión sobresalga con las preguntas. Algo muy significativo obviamente pues para Jhon, y una de las razones por las que sé que él creó el canal, siendo Michael una de sus grandes inspiraciones. Es increíble porque Michael leyó un aviso sobre la grabación de una película, sobre esta película que al principio se llamaba increíblemente Los Hermanos Mcglone, y él dijo: mi apellido es Mcglone, tengo dos hermanos, ¿por qué no audiciono? Llamó en ese momento a Edward Burns, que cambió de última hora pues el nombre de la película, ya no eran Los Hermanos Mcglone sino Mcglone, y es increíble porque el papel que vino a interpretar Michael es el de Patrick, y Patrick es el nombre de uno de los hermanos de él. Dice que él hizo esta película por amor al arte, por así decirlo. Dice que fue el momento donde tuvo mayor libertad en su carrera, y que está tan agradecido que al haber ganado la película en Sundance, él incluso entró a pertenecer a una unión de actores y lo llevó a tomar las decisiones y conocer las personas con las que vino a trabajar después y con las que él vino a encaminar su carrera. Dice que todo lo que aprendió actuando lo llevó después al mundo de la comedia y de las entrevistas, y eso le permitió generar esa forma de humor muy única de él, donde ni siquiera importa lo que está escrito, sino la retórica, cómo tú trabajas tu personaje y lo que vas a decir al público para que llegue un mensaje y llevarnos a pensar. How do you feel working with amazing personalities in the 90s like Edward Burns, Philip Noyce, and Abel Ferrara, and Brad Anderson? You worked with him later.
Indeed. They were all very different, which was to my benefit, is to my benefit, because I learned a working process that was individual with each one of them. And they're all in their own way very intelligent. Eddie is a writer-director, so he and I communicated more substantially through his words than his vocal direction. Frankly, because he's such a good writer, and he would create scenes that were so strong that I felt very confident in how to perform them because they were so good. So he would tell me very basic things in terms of the scene because he had already created the world for us to live in the Word. Abel Ferrara was someone who presented a much different scenario on set, much more frenetic and much more vocal about what he wanted to see. And he was so interesting. He's such an interesting artist. Watching him as a person, watching him talk to people, talking to him was a delightful experience. And there were things, I'm sure, that happened on the set personally between us that aided my performance. And he's a brilliant, brilliant person. He did things on the set that I know affected the final result of the film that you may or may not have been aware of even. And Philip Noyce and Brad Anderson, delightfully intelligent, sensitive people who it was also a great pleasure to work with, because when you see the workings of someone's mind in an artistic atmosphere, it's a gift, especially when those workings are benefiting you, showcasing yourself to the highest degree. And that's what all those people have provided me the experience of.
Ok, lo más destacado, ¿por qué es importante que le recuerdes a los cineastas? ¿Por qué la pregunta más importante para un director debes hacerla usted? Te lo digo por este ejemplo y por esta experiencia que yo he tenido. Desde niño he mirado mucho películas y la verdad, cuando te vi en televisión, créame que yo te admiré totalmente, que yo en mis exposiciones del colegio, yo te imitaba.
Wow.
Por cómo era, por cómo te desenvolví, y por eso es importante a mí saber, para mí o para todos, cuál es la mejor pregunta que le puedes formular a un cineasta como yo, y también es importante que nos recuerdes sobre las dos grandes producciones que has hecho, ¿no? Que la verdad no recibiste paga ni nada, pero por amor al arte, ¿no?
Well, that's a new one because I didn't I didn't knew that. It's the same question, but John, I didn't know that. John told me that when he was exposing back in the college, well, in the school, you were I know it, but you were one of the inspirations from him to him. So that's the reason. That's the reason
Yes.
why he want to know what is the right question to do to filmmakers, and of course, tell us again about that amazing history from the Brothers Macmillan, man.
I would not necessarily express what a young filmmaker or a young artist should ask someone else. What I would recommend is that they, to the highest possibility, be in receipt of the answer that they are worthwhile, their voice is worthwhile, and that pursuing their joy with passion and integrity will always serve them. So if you have questions for artists, ask those questions, and they're good questions. And anytime that I receive questions from a young artist, I'm very grateful that they honor me with that curiosity. Though it is more important for me that an artist believe in themselves than they hear anything from me that would encourage them. I want them to have their answer, not their question. I want them to know that their voice needs to be heard, and that the only thing they ever need to know is they will succeed, and to not give up. Always pursue it with that confidence.
Wow.
And tell us, please, again, that amazing history from the Brothers Macmillan, man. That freedom, that because I was shocked when you tell us that you didn't get paid, you were not, you don't belong to a union, and man, but you feel happy. Tell us.
Yes, I responded to an ad that was placed in the paper, a paper that was called Backstage. It was the most substantial actors' trade at the time. And it's where actors could go and see union and non-union projects that were advertising for talent. I saw this advertisement for a movie that was then called The McMullen Brothers. Eddie later retitled it The Brothers McMullen. And I put in a headshot thinking, my goodness, my name's McGlone. I'm sure to get an audition for this. It went about 6-7 weeks. I didn't get an audition. I was wondering why I didn't. And then I did get it. And I looked at the scenes Eddie had created, and it was as if he had written them from my history, because I come from 3 Irish American brothers. And the youngest of our 3 Irish American brothers is Patrick McGlone. And the youngest of the 3 brothers McMullen was Patrick McMullen.
Oh,
and that's the role that I was reading for. So I thought about my brother, and I thought about my brothers, both my brothers, and Eddie wrote something that was so identifiable to me that I have to acknowledge it as a great gift that later resulted in my entree into the industry of acting and filmmaking. Gracias. Yo quiero todos los gentes saber, escribir en español para mí es muy feliz, porque la cultura latina es muy bonita y muy profundo y muy importante a mí. Being Irish, yo pienso entender un parte de la cultura latina. Para mi corazón es como el corazón de muchas gentes en el mundo latino. Yo creo es verdad. La palabra para Irish
Irlandés.
Irlandés es Irish?
Irish, yes. El irlandés the Irishman was irlandés.
Irlandés. Un irlandés como mí, yo creo, entiendo la cultura latina en un camino especial. Es mi placer saber este. So I wrote a show for myself called Untitled Michael Mcglone. And then I realized that this show could also be in Spanish for a Latin actor. So I wrote the show in Spanish, and it's now called Intilitado Miguel Daniel. And it's about a estrella latina quien ser más en películas, en música, en el mundo de dramáticos películas y series. So you have an actor, me, Michael Mcglone, in the first version, and then you have Miguel Daniel in el versión latina, and he's trying to get money for his show so he can bring it to the television, because he plays guitar and he sings and he's a comedian and he's an actor and he's a writer, and he wants all of these abilities to be known to the world. And in the midst of it all, these funny and fun things are happening to him, and also these dramatic things are happening to him. And I love the show. And I would love to see a Latin actor and Latin producers and a Latin director be financed to make this. And I need to confess, we don't have money for the show yet. So we are looking for investment in the show, for producers to come in and to finance it. And I would be delighted to have todas las gentes latinas en este serie. Think that if someone is funny, it doesn't matter where they go, what language they're talking in, or what culture they come from, because all cultures have comedians. And there would be a challenge, though, to get the words right in either English or in Spanish based on where you were, because if someone can't understand the joke, they can't laugh at the joke. So if you have a great joke, but in la cultura latina es no fácil entender, es no alegra. But if you know las palabras buenas, hacer es perfecto. So this challenge would exist for the Latin comic or the American comic going to Colombia or Mexico or Spain, because they have a different way of understanding the words. And I would need my words in Spanish to be as funny to them as they are in English. And so I would need to feel that out. But funny is funny. So if there's something that you have to say, you work on getting the right words and you deliver the joke. And my bet is that you'll get laughs in many countries.
I remember because previously there were a really beautiful new actress and singer called Angelina Aniel Sama. It's beautiful. It's funny because she played live a song for her boyfriend. Oh, she was so sentimental. We didn't record it. She said it's okay, that's fine. Later she shows a YouTube video. Thank God that part wasn't recorded, because guess what? In the time we were editing the interview, the boyfriend was cheating on him.
The boyfriend was what?
Cheating on her. So,
oh man!
Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, well,
it's good he didn't get the song, because he didn't deserve the song.
And the song was called the great thing is that that's why I love this channel. The song, she's an actress from, I think, from Albania, from another country. Yes, from Europe, from beautiful. And her boyfriend was an idiot. No, was Ecuadorian. So she was singing in Spanish. The song was called Mi pieza faltante, like the missing piece.
Okay.
She was
literally the missing piece, because later he was missing, and she let him go.
And we were when John told me, I didn't record, she says okay, we can show you later the interview. She was lovely. And we feel angered because, man, Latinos, you know that Latino people we are like head robbers, Latin lovers, everybody. We love
muy passionata, ¿sí?
Yes, we're very passionate. Angelina is so beautiful, and we say, oh man, the man was ugly, and she's like let me tell you that girl will win later awards. She's amazing, and she was cheating on her. Man, look at the mirror. So we wanna tell you this because
increíble, sí.
Yes, but man, for me, Was amazing from John was a dream control. John, le estoy diciendo que para mí fue increíble, pero para ti fue un sueño hecho realidad.
No, para mí
Dilo.
fue un sueño en realidad. De hecho, dígale
Sí.
que yo me contuve de llorar, pero no por la entrevista que no grabé, sino por él.
John was holding their tears, not for the missing interview, but for your presence, man. No, man, thank you.
Gracias, mi amigo, mi hermano. Yo quiero decir también. Yo canto en español también.
¿Sí?
Yo tengo canciones
Hero.
con nombres Te amo,
Hero.
Diana, de una mujer de Bogotá.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Sí,
God.
sí, colombiana.
Ah.
Sí.
Oh.
Y otra canción para mí es el nombre ¿Quién? Esta canción yo tengo para el Serie. La programa intitulado Miguel Daniel, el primero episodio, el primero programa es episodio. Gracias. El primer episodio es el nombre ¿Quién? Porque esta canción es música en episodio.
Like a musical.
Sí, en parte solamente.
But
Sí.
It's a great idea because, of course, you know that we are the king of soap operas. And Colombia got the honor that the most popular soap opera from all the world is Ugly Betty, Betty la Fea. And Betty la Fea was, man, every song that play on Betty la Fea is now like a hit,
Sí.
a classic.
Sí, el éxito, mucho éxito.
We need to listen to your songs. Thinking,
gracias. Sí, yo quiero mis canciones muy especial para mí. Mi música es muy especial para mí. Es la razón en intitulado Miguel Daniel canta.
Okay, what we know that one of the projects that is coming now are Peace at Home. So what can we learn from the character of Professor Stan when we watch that film?
Oh, this is the script is in progress, so I can't speak about what that is because it's not decided yet, I believe, what the final version of that is going to be. Though I will say that on the whole, the project would be about having peace in oneself and having peace in their home, wherever their home is, America, Colombia, Spain, and that there is war in the world does not stop us from still having peace in ourselves. That, I believe, is the whole message of the piece, though I don't know how Professor Stan specifically delivers the message.
Okay, we will wait. Bueno, John, dice que el proyecto está anunciado. No nos puede hablar de un guión como tal, pero sí nos puede decir que el mensaje principal es que este personaje nos va a hablar de la importancia de estar en paz contigo mismo y en el lugar que tú estés.
In the early part of my career, one of the greatest highlights was the inexpressible feeling that I had realizing at Sundance Film Festival that something that we created with the Brothers Mcglone was now giving me attention in my chosen field that I had been desirous of for some time. agents wanted to talk to me and sign me. People had films they wanted me to be in. It was this magical time where I am so grateful that a movie like The Brothers McMullen was presented to me and that I made, because it resulted in this entree into the world that I so wanted to be in. So the acceptance of the industry of the Brothers McMullen and me was the highlight of that period. And the greatest highlights that I experience presently are in the pursuit of new projects and also the pursuit of my projects, like we were talking about la serie en español, intitulado Miguel Daniel. Este es muy importante a mí, es un estrella en mi vida, porque la futura es largo con luz. Esta palabra es correcto, de muchas luces, muchas luces en la
iluminación.
Sí, sí, muchas luces, muchas luminarias, muy brillante, no sé, like many lights.
O sea, muchas blessings.
Many muchas blessings. bendiciones.
Sí, sí, bendiciones. Muchas bendiciones en la futura para este y otras películas yo he escrito. Pero escribir en español es especial a mí, porque me encanta la cultura latina y es excellent opportunities exist in Latin film and Latin television now in Mexico, and I imagine in Colombia too. And the series that I have, Untitled Miguel Daniel, highlights the Latin star, and it also brings an American humor and an American drama that I think is also a Latin humor and a Latin drama, which illustrates to me the beauty of cultures coming together. And that's one of the reasons that I love the show so much.
Thank you. Bueno, John, creo que entendiste gran parte. Sí, hizo una recapitulación muy buena. Dice que el gran highlight al principio de su carrera obviamente es con los hermanos McMullen. Todo lo que lo llevó al haberse involucrado en ese proyecto, como te había contado al principio, sin un pago, sin haber pertenecido a una unión, el triunfo en Sundance, para después eso llevarlo, pues a, digamos, como a tomar decisiones en su carrera magnífica. Pero es que me parece genial porque dice que el punto más alto ahora es la serie latina. Dice que claro, lo ve algo con muchas bendiciones, como una forma incluso de unir. Aquí lo increíble es que en realidad sí va a ser esa mezcla como el humor norteamericano, pero también va a haber mucho humor latino. O sea, en realidad es una mezcla que yo no puedo esperar a ver, más con lo que entre la gente que hemos entrevistado acá en el canal, tú lo sabes. Y nada, yo pues quedo atento a lo que me digas. Y nada.
Quiero darle fuerte aplauso, la verdad. Es para nosotros impresionante. Admiramos mucho todo lo que has contribuido, no solo en la parte del cine, sino también de la retórica. Y para mí, yo digo que felicitaciones. Y bueno, Michael, un saludo para el canal, un saludo para Colombia. Bueno, el espacio es tuyo.
Bueno, Michael, Michael, sorry. Yes, we give you this space so you can tell us your social media. If you want to say hi to Colombia, to the channel, Go ahead, man. This is the time.
Excellent. And the name of the channel is
Unpublished interviews con Jhon Jatenjor in Spanglish.
excelente. Repite, por favor.
Unpublished interviews con Jhon Jatenjor.
Okay. Hola, Colombia. You're watching Unpublished Interviews with John and Andres. My name is Michael Mcglone, and I'm delighted to be here and also hablar español un poquito con mis amigos nuevos.
Gracias. Your social media, so people can log on. What are you?
Michael Mcglone, MichaelMcglone. And I welcome any and all who want to join me as friends.
There in the moonlight she went walking, by chance following I. Quite easily it could have seemed I was stalking, but I was too sad to try. Green eyes, black hair down to her shoulders, the ways I thought to say alright. She turned and in the light off the water, a lightning and warmth in her eyes. Oh, 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 oh. I gazed off the shoreline and lit up a silk cut, turned up and round in my heart. Then chaotic I heard as she stood there, having turned round and said through the dark, what time should it be? Does it matter? On a night such as this in the spring. She just smiled and asked, ¿Puedo tener cigarrillo? ¿Puedes tener de mí anything? Te amo, te amo, te amo. Oh, I did not even know her name. Gracias, mujer hermosa. Gracias de mi corazón, for I'm a stranger in a foreign land, but I feel I'm coming home. Te amo, te amo, te amo, though I did not even know her name. So for a time we talked and went walking. Maria Isabel was her name. We strode along, the sea it was stormy, and I said it's best when untamed. She just smiled and asked what I was thinking, composing a verse in my head. Come about, she asked, though I couldn't tell her. In my eyes I knew she knew. I said, te amo, te amo, te amo, Maria Isabel. And so we strolled through the moonlit city. I took her hand in mine. She led me on through to the garden and up past the fountain as it shined. We laid up together all la mañana, but I knew that I'd have to go. Now it's been so many years since I've seen her, still I know that she knows. Te amo, te amo, te amo, Maria Isabel. Te amo, Maria Isabel. Te amo. amo María Isabel.
Ya saben, en la Sunpublishe Interview con Jhon Jatenjor los invita a suscribirse, darle me gusta, compartir y disfruten de estas grandes entrevistas inéditas a las grandes celebridades del séptimo arte a través de las traducciones simultáneas del inglés al español y del español al inglés y muchas curiosidades más.